So I was walking down the street and this woman started staring at me, so I turned around and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were somebody else." So I said, "I am." This woman walked up to me and said, "Hi, what's your sign?" I said, "No stopping, 7 a.m. to midnight." So I went to the airport the other day. The woman at the airline counter asked me if I had any baggage. So I spent a half hour telling her about my ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend kept nagging me for a commitment. "Jerry, I want a commitment. Jerry, I want a commitment." All day long, commitment, commitment, commitment. Finally, I took her to Bellevue, had her committed. Speaking about relationships, I've got a really weird family. My parents have been married for 43 years, and they've only had one fight. Started 42 years ago. When I was a teenager, my family and I didn't really get along that well. I still remember at my bar mitzvah, I went up to the bima and delivered my speech. Then my parents came up and gave a rebuttal. And my sister, she's got the world's worst voice. She sings like a modem. Speaking about technology, I figured out why Microsoft calls its product Windows. It's because when you open up 3 of them, you freeze. Yeah, this could be a laugh track. This is so good. So I was playing around with my universal remote and I wound up in another galaxy. A dyslexic spammer keeps sending me maps. I wonder about a lot of things, like, you ever notice how people who wear camouflage stick out? You ever wonder why, when you're having your dog fixed, you're really having him broken? Is there a book called Ventriloquism for Dummies? If a housewife gets divorced, is she unemployed? Can you have an ADD focus group? Can somebody work for the AARP? Where do good Satanists go when they die? A friend of mine is a surgeon. One time I lent him a book, and when I got it back, the appendix was gone. So I went to a singles event the other day. I walked up to this woman. I said, "Hi, I'm Jerry." She said, "I'm Anita." I said, "That's okay. I can wait a week." Hello, my name is Eliyahu Hanavi, and I'm an alcoholic. Now, speaking about Passover, I love the Pesach Seder. You start off telling stories about slavery and Yetziat Mitzrayim. By the time you're done, you've had way too much to drink. You're singing about a goat. And you're asking each other, who knows what 13 is? Now, a lot of times people do have too much to drink at the Seder, and one way you can tell you're too drunk is if you start singing, who knows, 12? I know 12 on the 12th day of Christmas. Another way you can tell if you've had too much to drink is if you're not sure if Mashiach is supposed to come riding in Nissan on a white ass's back, or if Mashiach's supposed to come riding in a white Nissan hatchback. Now in the Haggadah, it talks about the man. The man was this white, flaky food, came out of who knows where. It could taste like anything you want. It could taste like cheese, it could taste like meat, it could taste like ice cream. Today we call it tofu. Now, true story, one time when I was a kid, I came up with the greatest place to hide the afikoman. Nobody came close to finding it. I hid it with a chumetz. And speaking about chumetz, where I come from, everyone's a lot more machmir. They're really, really strict. And most places, something is not considered to be chumetz if a dog wouldn't eat it. But where I am, it's a lot stricter. It's only not considered to be chumetz if a bachelor wouldn't eat it. Now, speaking about the holidays, Yom Kippur, this past year, things are going really slowly at the Kol Nidre appeal, so I stood up, I gave everyone a great reason to pledge more money, and some people started offering 10 times as much, but the rabbi got upset at me. I said, Rabbi, why are you upset? I gave everyone a really good reason to donate more, and the congregation responded by breaking the shul record. He goes, look, first of all, I don't care about the shul record. Second of all, telling them their pledge will be nullified during Kol Nidre is not a great reason. This past Yom Kippur, I davened at the Hashgama minyan. It was great. We did all the davening, blew the shofar, finished in plenty of time for lunch. And right now, happy Channukah, everybody. Channukah, of course, is a holiday we celebrate because of 3 miracles that happened 2,200 years ago. Miracles so big, we're still celebrating them. But you really only hear about 2 of the miracles, not so much about the 3rd. You hear about the small number of Jews defeating the vast, powerful Greek army, right? You hear about the menorah staying lit for 8 days instead of 1, right? But you don't really hear that much about the 3rd miracle, which to me was the biggest one. Somebody in Israel discovered oil. Now, a lot of the Jewish singles events that you go to, they say 20 to 40, and you get there and everyone's 20 plus 40. They look like they're 20 times 40. I've met some ancient Israelites at some of these places. I met this one woman, she's from the old country, Canaan. I met this other woman, I don't know how old she was. She'd tell me about her childhood. She grew up in Egypt. She's saying about how difficult life was there. And Moses came, parted the sea. Things got easier. And I met this other woman. She's telling about how she remembers Israel's war for independence. She said it wasn't really that much. Joshua blew the trumpet, the walls fell. So I went out to buy some ice, but the store was having a liquidation, so I got water. I decided to get one of those new HD radios, but I accidentally got an ADHD radio. So I still get 1,000 stations, but it keeps flipping them every 5 seconds. I saw a sign that said the customer's always right, so I told the cashier she should take the rest of the day off. And spend it with me. Then I saw a sign that said everything in the store only 99 cents. So I gave the clerk $1, so I went everything in the store. The store has a policy that if you're not happy with a purchase for any reason, you can return it and they'll give you your money back. So I buy my lottery tickets there. This drunk guy walks into a bar. Oh, enough about me. Thank you, I'm Jerry Kahn.